What would you say is the most important personality trait that an artist should have?
Important personality trait. Honesty. For some people, are you just doing music to blow up or to do this? Or are you doing music because it's what you've been through? You know, a lot of people, trap is prevalent, you feel me? And that's cool, but a lot of people do it just because they want to reach this certain pinnacle, or they want to, act or fake it out. No, I'm doing this music because I'm living it, or this is something that it's a passion. Yeah, I'm not just doing it to do it. I'm not faking what I got going on, or if you got that team behind you, and let's just say an AR reaches out to you, whatever, and you at, let's just say, Cash Records, or they want to drop $100,000 to you, but you gotta let go of your team. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let my team go. You feel me? My team, we've came from the dirt, and we gonna continue to prosper.
What's good, Desires, Energy? We are back. You know the podcast don't stop. Got the girl Mizzy to the side right here, chilling in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up to the people real quick.
What's good, y'all?
Yeah, we about to pop into it. So I'm gonna start getting straight into who she is. She is an artist. She has a lot she's about to start talking about, but because we had a little chat outside before we even started the podcast. But she's pretty much she's an entrepreneur, artist. She's a leader in general. You know what I'm saying? And she's actually looking to continue to build her team. So if you are interested in possibly being on Team Mizzy, definitely shoot out. Say if you could only have one desire in your entire life come true, what would it be and why?
It would be this music that I'm doing. To perform on stage, go to the Rolling Loud, to be able to help my people out. That would be my desire, for this music to prosper. In all honesty, as long as I'm financially stable and my family is good, then I'm good. That's all I would want in life, for real.
So to provide financial stability for you and your family, through your craft, through your music. If you had to be hated by the whole world for one thing, and one thing only, what would you want that to be? You have to be hated for it.
That's fine. Following Jesus. If I'm hated for that, then I'm hated for that. That's not going to change. What's that scripture? You know it by heart, that scripture?
Which one?
When he said Jesus was hated by the world, basically.
Okay.
Like, to not be conformed by the world, but to transform by the renewing of your mind. Not to be I know a little bit.
She said, you know what I'm saying? She said she went to that class before. She remember a little gem. So if you could go back to just 18, because how old are you right now? I never thought to ask that. How old are you?
I'm not far from it.
You're not far from it?
I'm not far from it.
All right. So if you could go back just a few years, what would you do the same? Like so far?
What do you mean by a few years?
Few years. So
how many years?
How old are you?
Like I said, I'm not far from 18.
What, you 19? Okay, gotcha. All right, bet.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. So, in your case, if you can go back to, let's say, 16 years old, just pretty much since the pandemic started, right? If you can go back to being 16, what is something that you would say you would want to be the same, meaning you would want to repeat, that you've done or experienced over the last 3 years? A valuable experience.
A valuable experience at 16. What would I want to be the same?
Or hey, you can go back further than that if you need to. So if you want to go back to 12, 10, like something that you think that happened to you that may have been considered a bad thing or not, but in hindsight, you realize it was something that made you how you are right now, or who you are right now.
To be honest, I wouldn't want anything to be the same because I've grown over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say there's a lot of stuff that has happened to me that has made me be the person that I am today. And I don't go back and regret those situations. I'm actually happy that I've had those encounters in those situations because I wouldn't be who I am today. So
So that means
I
that you
wouldn't.
want them to be the same, right?
I would want the okay, yeah. Then
Yeah,
I
so,
would want them to be okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, I would want them to be the same. Then I wouldn't want to change anything.
And can you give us an example of one of those things?
An
Not something too
example,
personal, but
none too
something
personal.
that you was like at the time you was like, dang man, like you was upset about it, but in hindsight it made you become more resourceful. It made you grow in some way.
Right. So basketball. Right. In all honesty, I wasn't supposed to be a rapper. My dream was to go to the WNBA since I was 5, 6 years old. And that was my route. That's all we put. That's what we put all my energy, sweat, tears into. Like I was eat, sleep, basketball. That was my thing. But over time, with coaches that I had that I didn't necessarily like, and they kind of, drew my passion away from playing basketball. And so I would say that's, yeah.
So the coaches that shows you, of course, the people that you. It's not even what you're doing all the time. It's sometimes it's the people that you're doing it with that has the biggest impact on how you feel about your job, your career, sports, entertainment, everything. I want to get into the artist aspect.
Okay.
What is the biggest challenge that you faced so far? Because I'm sure you're still new on your journey. You're still learning. So what's something over the last year or so, a big challenge that you're facing currently or even have faced in your journey to become an artist?
I say my biggest struggle right now is just marketing and getting people to actually see your vision. A lot of A&Rs, a lot of managers, like a lot of people don't do artist development nowadays. Like it's all about having that one hit wonder, having that one hit that's going to blow you up, and not really seeing the potential in somebody to think, oh yeah, they finna do this long term. Like they not just finna get this one hit. Yeah, like I'm taking it seriously, and I'm here to develop in every aspect.
Yes.
I don't like how other people don't take me serious enough the way that I take my career seriously, just because I'm not at a certain pinnacle. And so it really leaves you thinking, and it can really, have you discouraged as well. But I continue to keep pushing and, keep those beside me that do support me.
When it comes to nobody is gonna see your vision, if we're being honest, completely like the way you see it. It's our job as the painter, right? It's our job to make it a reality. Most people aren't going to see it until after we make it a reality. You feel me? So, obviously, anybody who's ever started something understands that feeling of nobody understands, nobody can see your vision, nobody can see what you're trying to build, or more importantly, nobody can understand the importance of how serious what you're trying to build can be or what it could, what it's actually doing. And I actually think that's a good thing in this sense. It's not a good feeling, but I feel as though the fact that you are the only one that can see it means that you're 9 times out of 10 more likely the only one that can achieve it. Because at the end of the day, if everybody can see it, if everybody can see that vision, then it might not be a unique enough or big enough vision anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I think in your case, and then we talk about, let's go into practical. I'm all about being practical. We talking about marketing, right? In regards to marketing, I'm still, now obviously clothes is different. Physical merchandise is a lot different than music necessarily. But obviously the hustle can still be translated, right? So from a marketing perspective, we do more of a guerrilla type marketing, which is obviously volume, talking and going out to events, time, making as much content as possible, which you already do. I see a lot of your content, so you already put out volume out in that aspect. The biggest thing that I'm noticing, which is something we had to learn from a marketing, is also building those small relationships. So at first it was about getting the sale, like, oh, we got to sell. But after a while, you start realizing, okay, we got a bunch of people that know about Desire's energy. But how many real fanatics, fans do we really have?
Like how can you create that conversion
Exactly.
where they can, tend to be loyal, tend to come back, You know,
And that's
yeah.
the part that we're starting to see. It's starting to grow, but what we're starting to do is we're putting more emphasis on every interaction. So obviously, you're gonna have a lot of people that pass you by, that high and by, don't really pay attention, don't really listen to what you're telling them. But for those, let's say once a day or once every couple times a week, when you finally do meet a person that you have a chance to really sit down or just have a real good connect with, you have to get their contact information, not just get their number, just say hey what's every now and then. But obviously, we follow each other on all the social platforms. You get their personal contact. In our case, we have them subscribed to the site because we can't be texting 300,000 people one-on-one. But in your case, since you are, like you said, yours is a networking business more so than anything, it's like the relationships that almost like have a call log or like a book that you write out where every person, because what I notice, most relationships take time. Yeah, so it's not like a matter of, if I say the right things, then I'll convince this person to work with me or to lock me in, or it's more so like we get each other's contact. You reach out to me, I don't hit you back. 2 months later, for whatever reason, which is also part of marketing, you're out at another event. We meet up again, like, hey, it's been a little while, blah blah blah. We talk up again. Then this time I say, okay, let me go ahead and hit her back since I've seen her again. So what happens is that it's almost like partially hustle, partially coincidence, where it's like you have to slowly build relationships with people, especially busy people, because majority of people don't have time to just talk on the phone all day or text you back right away. So the more higher you go, the more it's going to be about being inside of similar situations or similar places as that person multiple times before y'all build a real connection to start really doing business on that level. And that's an fortunate or unfortunate part of it, is that, like I said, when it comes to and like I said, I know for you it's more about networking than anything. So I would say the fact that you are, even though, like I said, we talked about this off camera about it not being that advantageous for you to go to certain type of events where if it's nothing but artists, stuff like that. But I would say maybe you go a little less, but it's still good to show up, maybe not to perform, but to still see, because like as you can see, a certain type of people that goes to those events who may be, like you said, the ARs, the people that you want to know or that you want to know you. So if you see them 6 times a year at these different little events, that's going to give you a lot better shot at working with them than if you just stop doing that altogether and start trying to just DM people through like social media and stuff like that, And like I said, that's just from what I'm noticing, because now it's like it's many people that we've reached out to be on the podcast in the past, not anymore, but a lot of people that we used to reach out to, they'll either don't respond or they'll say, yeah, okay, bet. And then once you do a follow-up, obviously they don't respond back. And then what happened is you'll see that same person like 2 months later at some event, and they'll be like, hey, what's up? Like, because I think what it is that deep down, most people know that majority of people are all talk. So a lot of times they naturally put you in oh yeah, okay, that's great, and just kind of keep moving type stuff. So when people,
that's very prevalent nowadays, definitely. It'd be a lot of cases, and for me, I meet this person, I really want to work with you. Like, I feel like we can really do something, because when I speak to somebody, I speak with somebody with intentions. Like, I see that we can do something. Like, if we having a real good vibe, real good communication, even with friendships or relationships, like, I want people in my group that I can grow with. I want to see everybody win, whether, again, if it's relationship, friendship, whoever. If you're in my space, what can we do together? What can I help you? How can I help you grow? You know what I'm saying? That's what I like.
And we actually talked about as well in regards to how nobody is going to take your vision as serious or work as hard as you are in regards to your company or your leadership or whatever you're starting, your organization. And something that I don't know if it's a solution, but something that I've realized or seen was that since we know majority of people are lazy by default, and I said it already, how you have to game plan for that, I started to think of things in terms of percentages, meaning that if I take everything that I do which is actually what I've done, right? So I don't know if y'all can see in the background, but I got team members at the kiosk right now. So what I've done is I write out everything that I do, just day to day, well, week to week, right, on average. And then I say, okay, if I do 10 things like throughout the week, meaning 10 effective things, then I say, okay, where can I find 5 people to do 2 of these each? You know what I'm saying? Like a breakdown. Because it's almost like I'm 100% because I'm giving it my all. I can't expect any other person on earth to give 100%. Now, if I find that, that's luck. That's beautiful. But I can't go into it with the mindset of, oh, I expect somebody to do 100% the same way I am. But if I can get 4 people to give 25% of what I'm doing, how would that look? You know what I'm saying? If I could get 3 people to do 33%, it's like, okay, how would that look? You know, where it's like, okay, she takes over these 3 things, he takes over these 3, they take over these 3. You still doing a little bit of everything, but you got each person that's over like a sector. It's almost like a pyramid where you're at the top, the 3 people under you are matching what you're doing from a display or output. Then they have people under them that's doing matching what they're, you know what I'm saying? It keeps trickling down like that. So I think that's and again, like I said, I'm still learning myself. So obviously, if you got some professional business owner with 3,000 employees, put us on game of how it actually should work. Because I'm just going based on what I'm seeing so far. But obviously, it's more than one ways to skin a cat. And there's a lot better advice. I'm sure somebody can comment under this video and let us both know like better ways that we can grow our teams, and especially finding quality people that can give that real effort. Because, like I said, we both know, like I said, how hard it is to rely on people. That's the biggest thing, finding people that you can trust and rely on. And matter of fact, I want you to speak to that because what I want this podcast to be something where you don't have to necessarily vent, but I want it to be something where when people listen, they'll hit you up and say, hey, I know just the person for you, or hey, I'm the person that you need to work with because I see you've been working so hard and you're looking for this type person. So just kind of like what you was telling me outside. Just tell me about some more of the, I would say not the issues, but some more of the basically things that you're looking for and people that you want to come work with you like on your team and stuff.
Overall just looking for somebody that is on the same page with me. You know, not only are you helping me, but I'm helping you. You know, we're all going to help each other. And that's basically what I'm looking for. Was there anything else that?
Be more specific. For somebody that's watching, if they don't know what you do, they don't know, like, being on your team means what? Like, in regards to, let's say for you as an artist, what exactly do you want? What type of person do you want them to be an AR? Like, what do you want them to bring to you that you also can help, leverage and bring things back to them?
Okay. So I need somebody that can market for me, that has a little bit of expertise in marketing. I would definitely need somebody that, can do bookings for me, to these different shows, or I would like an assistant or somebody that can just make sure that I'm staying on top of things for sure, and then I'm doing this, I'm doing here. Okay, let's do a photo shoot. Like I have Jay, for instance, CMG Pro Films. He's on my team. He's my videographer and my photographer, and he's always on top of me on, hey, we need to do this video. Like he's going to Chicago with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I just hit him up. Look, let's go to Chicago for different reasons. I'm going out there to film this movie, but other than that,
wait. You going out there to film this movie? She said that so casually. I'm going out there to film this movie, yeah. But just on a side note, what movie?
It's called Soulmates.
Soulmates. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, but can you give like a little summary, or would that spoil it too much? This is big, people.
Y'all gonna know sooner or later. I can't really spoil it. I'm under an NDA.
Okay, that makes sense. But like I said, just stay tuned because she's finna be in the movies.
I haven't said nothing about it on social media or anything like that. But I'm really just looking for a genuine person overall. Like, I want to sit down with you. I want to figure out what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and how we can work together. You know, how we all can eat. You know what I'm saying? I want to pick your mind, because I want to see if you really are going to be beneficial towards me, and if I can be beneficial towards you at the end of the day.
Okay, so besides being an artist, and I know you're in the entrepreneurial realm as well. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my senior year of high school, I actually got on this course by this guy named Him 500 about credit. So I got on that course, and then I learned how to, build people's credit. I learned how to take things off of people's credit. So that's what I was doing for a while, and I started to reach out to different people, and I like family members, right, to start off with to help their credit. And it was working. I was taking off charge-offs, collections, inquiries off people's accounts. So I was doing that for a little while. Kind of stopped because I thought like it's a lot. It's really a process. Like it takes a while. Because I was just typing up letters to send to the credit bureaus, and it's a lot, and you definitely need somebody else to help you with that. But I was doing that in the process of graduating high school. I took this little course to get my certificate with being a leasing agent. So that's what I'm currently doing now. I'm a leasing agent. I got my hands in with my clothing brand that I've been saying that I'm going to start for the longest, but I just I haven't took that first step to really, put that stuff out, because I'm kind of a perfectionist, right? Like I want everything to kind of be, I know, I want everything to be spot on, at least when it comes to, my website and stuff like that. I know that's something I probably gotta ease up on, but yeah, being an artist, having my clothing brand, being an actor as well, getting into this field now. I feel like it all pans out. It all, I don't know. It's all gonna come together exactly. So that's some of the stuff that I'm doing right now, and yeah, that's it.
So yeah, everything,
Everything,
basically, to cut it short. Yeah, my dad always told me, do your best and forget the rest. So we talked about a little earlier. We talked about how focus is gonna be divided, but if you put a good amount of focus to this one day, next day you focusing on this, next day it's like eventually you're gonna get things done. My bad. As long as you have some quality time that you put into yourself. And my friend, let me ask that. With you doing so many different things, how do you find time to focus? Because a lot of people allow little things to distract them, but in her case, she has so much she's trying to do or that she's doing.
I have no time for distractions.
Oh, you don't have time for distraction.
I don't have time for distractions. So what I do, I have an actual goal list right now, and I know a lot of people, when they hear goals, they're like, oh my, they kind of freak out about it. But the reason that I have this sheet is so that I can check it off. Like I have short-term goals of what I want to accomplish in May. One of those things was to pay off my debt, which thank Jesus that I'm able to do. So I have the title of my car. I don't got to worry about that, right? That's one of the things I've checked off. Another thing was, doing little things with my car as well, making sure that, like rebuilding my car, because I had gotten a car accident before. So,
She got the NASCAR drip on right now. She look like she ready to go out there.
yeah, I'm a car enthusiast as well. I love old school cars. I have a 1996 Mazda Miata right now. So, but yeah, I just have a short-term goal list of what I want to accomplish this month. And I don't get discouraged if I don't accomplish that stuff actually in a month, but it helps me direct my focus on what I need to do day to day and what I need to do to accomplish it before that time comes. Also, I'd like to put out there that I am throwing an event in July. It's called Underground Society. So all those that like to go to raves, that underground scene, I am throwing my first very own event, and I would love for y'all to come out.
Mess, what inspired you to throw your own event? Because that's something that we aspiring to in the future. So what inspired you to say, you know what, let me go ahead and take this leap and start hosting and throwing my own events?
Again, marketing. When you're trying to reach a certain, what is it called? You're trying to reach certain people, basically. And those are the people that I'm trying to reach at. So I'm like, let me go ahead and take this leap. I feel like I can be I'm a good host. I'm a funny person. Why not? And let me save up this money so that I can do this. I already have a few connections. I went to a rave, to go scout, check it out, see what I need to do, see what I can do to improve it. I'm like, yo, I can do this. Plus, it'll be good money in the back end. So I feel like it's something I definitely want to throw.
Now, you actually just dropped the gym. So something I've learned, or I ain't gonna say I learned it, something that I heard before that I can see how it applies is a lot of time when people they say when people pray for patience, they say God puts you in a situation that requires patience. So in your case, kind of like you said, your goal was to get to these certain type of individuals. So instead of saying I'm waiting until the right moment comes, you said let me just create the moment for them to show up. Exactly. That's like somebody saying, you know what? Instead of me trying to audition to get the perfect part, let me just create the movie. So that way, it can, you know what I'm saying? That makes a lot of sense. And that's a tactic. At the end of the day, you got to create what you want. If, like I said, if nobody wants to hire you, you got to create your own job. If nobody wants to listen, you got to create your own stage. So that makes a lot of sense. And actually, so I have a question. This is just a conversation piece. I'm curious about this. So why do you feel so many people lack ambition in life, in their own lives? Because you kind of hinted at it when you talked about how most people are afraid of goals. But the whole point of goals is supposed to be for you. Something to keep you on track, to get you going further or closer to what you're trying to reach. So why do you feel that that's so intimidating to most people? It's almost like hold themselves accountable to something.
Well, you got to understand it in this aspect. Everybody has trauma. I feel like a lot of people don't know themselves truly. I feel like a lot of people try to do things to please others. We're too caught up in what others think about ourselves, and that's why we don't accomplish what we want to accomplish. And that's a gem right there. Like that's the end of it. That's all I gotta say. If you're that person that is worried about what your mom, your dad, or what other people think about you, like far as for me, I sometimes think like, damn, or I know other people, they don't treat me a certain type of way because I'm not dressed like this, or I don't wear makeup, I don't do this, I don't do my, with my hair. Nah, like I want people to like me.
It's good you don't wear makeup.
I want people to like me for me. You feel me? Like that's it. Like I want to attract those people that like my lifestyle, like what I'm doing, like what I'm saying. I'm not here to put on a show for nobody. You feel me? I'm here to be myself, and I'm here to put out what I love to put out. And I'm here just to bring out a message. The one, of course, keep Jesus in your life. And we all have struggles. I still have my struggles. But two, to find yourself, be yourself, and stop trying to be like anybody else. Stop trying to people please. Just stop doing things for other people. Start doing that stuff for yourself. When I get passionate, that's when it just comes out. You feel me?
I feel you. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, I believe 100% in being selfish, only because you can't take care of anybody else if you can't take care of yourself. Or if you're not well, it's hard to make sure anybody else is well. So, just as a caretaker, or whatever you want to call yourself, you should be the number one person that you're checking on to make sure that you stay mentally sane or you stay physically fit, because otherwise it's hard for a sick doctor to be the best doctor they can be. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because I'm actually a very selfless person.
That's good.
I really am.
Think about it. You have to be. And I don't want to get into psychology, but just from what I've seen, it seems that the people that are the most people-pleasing, like the life of the party, always trying to make everybody happy, those are always, for some reason, the people that you notice that in the long run, they had depression. They, certain more deeper topics, obviously, that stuff they do to themselves, stuff that happens. And it's like, you be like, what happened? They were always so happy. No, they put it on the front to be happy, to make everybody else happy. So because of that, it's basically the more you can be selfless, but you have to be selfish. Like, I don't think anybody that's selfless only and doesn't have any type of selfishness, I don't think they can truly be happy, because their happiness depends too much on other people, meaning on making other people proud of them, making other people smile, making other people, and that's the issue. So it's like it's almost like a self-control where you have to have some level of selfishness in order to keep yourself sane, because otherwise you won't check on yourself.
Right.
Like it's like a car. If you don't check on a car every now and then, maintenance and stuff, that car's gonna fall apart.
Right.
So everybody who wants to be the captain, save the world, that's great. But if you aren't saving yourself first or putting yourself first more times than not, then you're gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Boom, bars. What would you say is the most important personality trait that an artist should have?
Important personality trait. Honesty. Honesty.
Honesty. Okay, the truth, to not lie to yourself. Shoot, that's the most important personality trait, period.
Because it's like, for some people, are you just doing music to blow up, or to do this? Or are you doing music because it's what you've been through? You know, a lot of people, trap is prevalent, you feel me? And that's cool, but a lot of people do it just because they want to reach this certain pinnacle, or they want to, act or fake it out. No, I'm doing this music because I'm living it, or this is something that it's a passion. Yeah, I'm not just doing it to do it. I'm not faking what I got going on, or yeah. So
Honesty. The number one word, the word that triggers and scares majority of people. Being truthful and being honest with yourself, because like I said, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as anything, the biggest thing you can do is be honest with yourself.
If you got that team behind you, and let's just say an AR reaches out to you, whatever, and you at, let's just say, Cash Records or whatever.
See, that's you being honest with yourself. The other person has to be honest enough to know that, hey, if that same scenario happens, I'm dropping my team. Which means, more importantly, you got to be willing to face your team and make that known. Because that's the one thing. I'm all about honesty when it's good or it's seems bad. Meaning that if you be honest up front and say, hey, if somebody offered me X amount of money, I'm selling a business or I'm doing this. And I basically let your team know ahead of time so there ain't no confusion. Hey, if this scenario ever happens, I'm doing X, Y, Z. Nah, you can hate it, you can love it, but I'm letting you know. So that way there's no confusion. I didn't pretend like, oh, it was family over everything. Like, nah, I'm telling y'all, exactly. Let them know if it's cutthroat, it's cutthroat. Let them know that. But be true to yourself and be honest with everybody else.
Let me let my team know, for the people that's riding by me. Y'all not going nowhere. For sure. We gonna build everything from the ground up. Build our own businesses. You feel me? We gonna own our own masters. We're the lifestyle. We're the business type shit. Know that.
Like I said, you the lifestyle, you the business. A business is nothing without the people that make it up. You feel me? Makes sense. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We did a dope podcast with Mizzy. Shout out your socials real quick so they can know where they need to follow you.
So, yeah, you can follow my Instagram at letter I, letter M, IZZYL. That's my Instagram. My music is on all platforms. Mizzy, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever. Just type in Mizzy, MIZZY, space NFTM. That's the easiest way that you can find me. And yeah, just check out my EP and check out my singles that I have out. Let's get to the business. It been dropped last week, so go check that out. But yeah, I just appreciate you and for allowing me on this podcast, and yeah.
For sure.